Hello Internet and welcome to a new tutorial. Actually this video isn't a tutorial, but I can't live without my catchphrase, so you have it. So in this video I have a great announcement to make. I've just released my Vital preset pack. You can check it in the link down in the description. And this video is an overview of this pack. So let's load Vital in here and see what this pack is all about. So if I'll go to my preset section in here, and here's the pack. So the pack contains 55 presets and their unique wavetables, because most of these presets has been created using wavetables that I've created inside of Vital's wavetable engine in here. So you will get the presets and the wavetables. Just like with my pigments preset pack, I went for something versatile. So you'll be able to use this pack in almost any situation while creating your track. What I'm trying to say is you will get 15 Arps, 10 atmospheres, 3 bass lines, 5 drum hits, 5 leads, 5 sequences, and 12 effects, or one-shot effects, which you can use not only as a one-shot effect, but you can use it maybe as an atmosphere or the way you like. Each of these presets is equipped with macro control, so you can actually manipulate and mutate these presets to get more sounds out of it. So you're not only getting the 55 presets, but you're getting their variations with them, which makes the pack more than actually 55 presets, if that makes sense. So I think the best way to demonstrate what I'm trying to say is to go through the presets and see what they're all about. So I'm going to start, with the arpeggiators, going to the atmospheres, bass lines, drums, leads, and the sound effects. So before we dive into that, I've already created a MIDI channel in here, which we're going to use to test. On this MIDI channel, I've added the autoplay device from Altar of Wisdom, which is going to be my random arpeggiator. So I'm just going to set it really quick, like so, 1 1/16 only, and set the length for random, and I'll give it some velocity because some of the presets has velocity. I'm going to show you. And in here we have a really simple pattern. We have kick, we have bass. The bass is actually the second bass preset called the New School, and it sounds like this. And in here we have simple drum. 909, you know how much I love the 909, so 909 it is. So now let's go to Vital in here. So I'm going to go preset by preset, so you can hear them all. So the first arpeggiator. What you have to know before we dive into that, most of the presets has been made in C0 and C1. So probably without even reading the description of the presets, they should sound good between C0 and C1, but for some exceptions. So anyways, here, let me draw a pattern like so. And we're in F sharp. So I'm just going to throw a long F sharp note, and we're going to hear what we have. So here's the first preset. Second preset. Okay, third preset. As I told you, most of them are best between C0 and C1. And you have to pay attention to some of the presets description in here, because some of them, like this one with this filter select thing, when it's on the top left and here, or like maximum left, it'll only turn on the first filter. When it's on hard right, it'll turn on the second filter. But when it's in between and here, it'll turn on both filters. Some of the presets, some of the arpeggiators can be set to ARP mode, in which you have to load an arpeggiator before it, or it can be set to sequencer mode. So when on ARP mode we have this. But when on sequencer mode, you'll get this. I'll turn off the arpeggiator. No, the preset has its own sequencer. It's just, for those who prefer sequences over randomization, over, random ARPs. Let's move on with the presets. Okay, let's turn on the ARP again. Some of the presets, as you can see in here, has the mod wheel that controls some random parameter controlling some random macro. So in here we have the mod wheel controlling the random modulation on the filter mod macro in here. So without it, we have and with it we have this. And that's one example of how you can get, 2 sounds or even 3 out of one preset. And for sure, all the variation you can get, blending the macros in different ways. Okay, let's move on. Let's try to go up 1 octave. So again, mod wheel controlling some random modulation on the macros. So let's move on to the next one. Crazy liquids. Crazy stuff. Again, same technique with this one. The second macro will control which filter we will get, either filter 1, filter 2, or both of them. Up to the next one. Different variations of the same preset. Let's move on. Nightly bubbles. Again, mod wheel for some random macro modulation. Oh, I can't pronounce that. Yeah, let's move on. We arpeggiator number 13. Crazy sounds. Yeah, let's move on. Arp number 14, goblins. So for example, in this case, when we have the trigger probability on, even though we have the arpeggiator, but the synthesizer has also the control on the on and off. So you'll get the randomization from the arpeggiator that I'm using and the random on and off or trigger probability from the synthesizer. So, you know, instead of having just this, let's make it dry. When I'll turn it on, we would get this. You know, it pushed the groove to another level, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's give it some space again. And with kick and bass, we'll get this. Now let's move on. The Gatling FM. So with this preset, for example, you can set with the first macro, you can set it to velocity, and it's the velocity that's going to modulate some of the parameters instead of just, sample and hold. So in this case, without the velocity randomization, listen to what we'll get. And when I set it to random, we should get similar results to what we have with the macro 1 on random position. But this could be helpful for you guys if you just don't want to have like a lot of randomness, for example, in this lead, and you really want to sequence it the way you would like. You can just set it to no in here and, do it the way you would like, or just set it to velocity mode and, get exactly the exact values you would like in the patch. Or, for the sound. Hope that makes sense. Anyways, these were the Arps. Now let's move on to the atmospheres. So for this, I'll just turn off the autoplay. And yeah, let's see what we'll have. Atmosphere number 1, squashy bubbly. Expressing strings. In here, it's one of these presets in which you can use the pressure or the aftertouch to further modulate and express the sound you're trying to make. So for instance, we have this sound. It sounds like this. Classic synthetic string stuff, and let me set it to pluck mode, so we'll get something plucky. I'm going to turn the filter like so on, and now check this out. With aftertouch, I can do stuff like. Anyways, you got it. You can play, you can express yourself with it. And, that's the whole idea behind these presets anyways. Let's move on to atmosphere number 3, Magic Forest. Atmosphere number 4, Orbital Echo. Let's move on. Atmosphere number 5, Synthetic Universe. Atmosphere number 6, moving particles. Atmosphere number 7, cosmic whiplash. For number 8, mechanical awakening. Again, as you can see, mod wheel, auto modulation on the spirits macro or macro number 2. Atmosphere number 9. I just love this sound. Anyways, atmosphere number 10, anti-galactic monster. You know what? As the mod wheel is random all, I'm going to set it full and let's see what we'll get. Anyways, I guess you got it. Anyways, that was the atmospheres. Let's go to the baselines. For the baselines, I'm going to use the baseline pattern that we have in here as is, everything is said. So the first baseline that we will go to, okay, here's the preset pack. So the first baseline we'll go to the classic. Sounds like this. Full on low end. Now we have the new school, you've just heard it. And there's the boomer, which is somewhere in between the classic and the new school. I'm going to leave it on new school. I really love how it sounds. And now we can move on to the other presets. These were the bass lines, as I said. Now we have the drums. So the drums are, most of them can be either triggered or sequenced with the internal LFOs, or let's call them internal sequencers in this case. So the hats that we have in here, and actually the four, the hat, the clap, the hats number 2, and the snare are kind of inspired by the 808, like just a little bit, like the analog touch to it. So they sound something like this. Or sequencer or trigger. Okay, that was the hat number 1. Clap. Pretty basic stuff. Hats number 2. Snare. And we have a percussion too. Let's turn on the autoplay again, see what we get like this. Let's turn off the randomness. Oh, I forgot, there's the velocity in here. Anyways, you got it. Just a simple percussion to go with your sounds. Now, let's go to the leads. So, to demonstrate the leads, as I'm not that good of a key player and I have the microphone right in front of me, which complicates things even more, I've loaded a simple test pattern that I've created a while ago. And I think I've already used it on this channel. Just to give you an idea of what the leads are capable of doing. So let's move this pattern here, put this one in here, listen to what we'll get. That's the first lead, the fake sitar. Here you have it. Second lead is the Syrian tail. This one, it's a pretty special one because not only it's inspired by where I come from, but it's somewhere in between a lead and a random arp. So I'll turn on autoplay and you'll see what we'll get out of it. And everything is here in the auto melody thing, so we'll turn it on. We'll get some sort of a really classic lead. With a lot of pitch bending. Lead number 3. Let's take the same test pattern again and hear what we have. Lead number 4. Okay, the classic. Very digital FME timbre it has. Now, lead number 5, the screaming energy. Okay, so we have actually this lead wasn't meant to be played with a melody. It was more meant to, have this gritty FM thing. So and as you can see, with the second macro, we have either an auto filter when it's on 0, and when it surpasses the 0.015 value, it'll be on manual, so you can play with it the way you like. Yeah, so these were the leads. Now let's go to the sequences. So, Cosmic Eurodance. Let's see what we'll have. Let's see, here we are. Let's move it 1 octave up. Sequence number 2, Spongeland. Spongo. I don't know why every time I hear this preset, I just think of Roger Ram. Anyways, sequence number 3, Electric Sword. And this is one of the sequences when you set it to hard right, you know, the first macro, you can manually play it. Sequence number 4, Deep Network. Sequence number 5, Make It Scream. Okay, as the description says, best C0, C1, so let's take it 1 octave lower and see what we'll get. Pretty nice. So these were the sequences. Now let's move on to the FX. So we'll get this. As the name suggests, squelch. But a space squelch. Gas machine. As the name suggests, huh? Orbital ringtone. Star formation. Squelch orbit. Dirty laser. Orbital glitter. Moving atoms. Swirling meteor. Alienation. And voyaging spirit. So yeah, that was the preset pack in a nutshell. All of my patrons and the people who supported me and bought my first Pigments 2 preset pack will get 20% off this preset pack. And also, if you've bought Mute Production Vital preset pack, you will get 20% off mine. Basically, if you buy mine, you'll get 20% off his preset pack. And if you bought his, you'll get 20% off my preset pack. So I think that should be a really cool deal, because both packs complement each other, and like so it'll be really one man or like one synthesizer track. You can do the whole track with Vital. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I really hope you've liked this preset pack, and if you want to support me, you can buy the preset pack, or you can become one of my patrons, and also you can subscribe, hit the like button, all of that stuff. So yeah, have a great one, everyone.